welcome back to another video. In this video, I thought that I would talk a bit about a very unwelcomed but very present feeling, which is self-doubt. And I'm also talking from a state where I'm currently very sick. I got sick yesterday and I started having fever and stuff. And the reason why I'm like putting my makeup on and doing this video anyway was because we actually went to the art store to buy some materials before. So I just thought I would still take the opportunity to talk to you guys. Like I said, this video is about self-doubt, what I'm thinking about it and how I'm handling it. Because I think when you are creating something for yourself that comes from your soul, like that is like your creative part of yourself, is very personal. I would say that self-doubt has always kept me from painting. I have been painting since I was small, but I always compared myself to others, and I always thought that I think when it comes to art, there are so many different techniques, there are so many different ways of painting and creating that you don't have to be technically good at each and everything in order to call yourself an artist. You don't have to be perfect. You shouldn't be perfect in order to be an artist. You should express yourself, and that's where the perfection comes, the perfection in the imperfection. So 2 videos ago, I made a studio and it has gotten a bit messy like I wanted it to be, and I have also started with some paintings just to get started. So I have a few pieces here that I am starting with. So here are some blank pages, and I know that when you're starting off again and you want to get into that routine, the best thing is to do small pieces, because you will be done with the paintings and you will be able to do that problem solving and correcting your paintings quicker if you have a small one, but if you have a big one, you will sit with it for longer. But I think that in my case, I like to do big paintings. I like to do bigger painting than this. Important to say is that I'm using oil paint, and therefore when I'm using the oil paint, it doesn't have to, things can take time. So it's okay if I have things standing. For example, I started doing this painting and it's gonna take a while. This was just one night that I did this work. I have so many details and so many things to fix. But that's the fun part about oil, I think, is that it can take time. That's why I am doing this project with like longer, bigger paintings, because that's what I appreciate. And I think that if I appreciate it, I will most likely return to the job. So now the question is, how do I stop doubting my own work and doubting my own talent or skill? I think first of all, I have started becoming very good at manifestation. I feel almost like I'm standing between 2 worlds. It's like the world that I'm going to live in, I'm already there. And then the world that I have lived in. Moving to an area where we live in now, in Stockholm, and this specific part of Stockholm, it is full of artists. It is art studios, exhibitions everywhere. You will see that it's just crowded with people that are creative. That is my absolute first advice when it comes to like how to fix your self-doubt, how to get into whatever you're doing. You don't have to be an artist. Whatever it is that you're doing, to get into that feeling of, okay, I am an artist. All will just fit better in a place where you are surrounded by people that do the same thing. And one can think that, but then it's a lot of competition and everything. No, I don't think it is like that, because you will always have your specific niche. You will always have your specific work that you're doing, and you can't compare yourself. So surround yourself in an environment that really gives you the opportunity to be your authentic self, 100%. That is going to help you to stay motivated, and you are going to keep meeting people that are going to inspire you. And don't see it as competition. See it as someone or some people that are going to give you something in return to what you give them. My second advice when it comes to reducing the self-doubt is to just start talking like you're already there. Start talking like you are an artist. I didn't go to school to study art. I am completely learning by myself. I already have a bachelor, and it's not in art. I am a social scientist. So instead of me sitting and thinking that I can never be an artist because I didn't go to art school and all of that, no. I am an artist because I paint and I express myself in my art. I express myself in everything that I do creatively with my hands, and therefore I am an artist. And I keep saying that to myself. I am an artist. I even present myself as part-time artist. That is how like the Lulu you have to be in order to really feel like the manifestation is working for you. And it's the same with everything you do. It doesn't have to be that you want to be a painter. It can be that you want to be a content creator, or you want to be a fashion designer, or you want to be you want to be a nurse. It doesn't even have to be anything creatively. If you want to work with anything, start by thinking yourself as that person already. My third advice would be, and this is something I have worked extremely hard with, and I keep working with myself on this one so hard. Stop thinking that every piece needs to be done. I have always been a person that is like, when I am painting, it's gonna hang on a wall. That is the purpose of me painting it. It should hang on a wall. But instead of thinking like that, what I should do instead is that I should think, okay, this piece, whatever happens with it, it's fine. Nothing is gonna be destroyed, because always when I paint, I am so scared of everything I do. And I'm like, oh my God, what if I destroy this one? What if I do this and the whole painting will be destroyed? Instead of thinking like that, I need to learn from my mistakes. Okay, so this is fucked up now. How do I make this work again? Because oil paint is something that is very forgiving. So if there's something that didn't turn out the way you wanted to, try to make it work. Just try to make it work with whatever you have. That is also something that is like, that is what will lead you to being your authentic self. Because if I keep wanting to do exactly the same paintings as everyone else, people should just buy that art to begin with. Why would they buy my art? And it's the same if you want to be a content creator, for example. I have been comparing myself extremely much to, especially I think in Sweden, with Swedish content creators, because no one really does what I want to do, and therefore I've been doubting myself a lot, like, but their work is working, you know? And I think a lot of people think like that, especially when it comes to content creation. But then you will become a copy of them, and people will just follow them instead of seeing a picture. Oh, I want to do exactly this picture that this person has done. And I know that a lot of people that are working with content creation would tell me, because it is also a very practical way of doing content creation. It's like you do your own picture of what is already there and you just make it your own. But I think that can sometimes lead to you feeling like it's not good enough. And instead of thinking like that, you will think, okay, you know what? If I think something is beautiful, I will snap a picture. If I feel like I want to paint something and I don't really find what I want to paint and I don't get inspiration, try to just start painting. And I am literally telling myself this right now because it is so important, but it's so easy to compare yourself. Okay, so my fourth solution to the problem is be kind to yourself. This is a career that has a lot of prestige. It's like when it comes to art, it's like, where did you study? Where did you this? Where did you that? What technique do you use? Do you use the right technique? Do you do this and that? All of that, I come from the perspective that is all bullshit. I think that artwork and studying art is, of course, very important. And it's important that we have people that still studies art and art history and becomes artists in their ways, but that is not gonna stop people from entering those rooms, if you understand what I mean. In my case, I felt very shy when it comes to like entering rooms where artists already exist. Even today when I went to the art shop and I wanted to get some materials, I was even thinking like, oh my God, like, can I even ask this question? I must look so dumb and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, hey, be kind to yourself. This is a process that every artist has been in. Stop thinking that you need to be a finished product in order to even express yourself or even talk to anyone about art. Be kind to yourself and allow yourself to enter rooms, even if you feel like you shouldn't fit there or you don't fit there. Be kind. You have a place there as well. Your authentic, unique self. Last but not least, never stop. That is my last advice. Never ever stop. If this is something that you want to do, it is going to be difficult in the beginning. Enjoying the process of painting can also be difficult if you're aiming to achieve something. So, as I said before, try to enjoy the journey, but I know it is very difficult to keep holding on that positive spirit, and then you're like, okay, I don't have this much followers, and I don't have this one much clients, and I don't have people asking for my art yet, or I'm not working as fast as I should. In my case, life, some people are working on the side, some people are having kids, I am in the middle of creating a family as well. So having all of the time to do this kind of work and sit and paint for hours and hours and hours, of course, I'm not on the same page as someone that is a single person living by themselves, working a special amount of hours, and they have all the free time to sit and do art. I don't have the same circumstances, but that can't stop me from doing what I want to do. Yeah, it might take a little longer than if I had more time, but it can't stop me. I need to find opportunities, and I need to stay positive when good things come along. And I had a little step back this weekend because there were just too many, I wouldn't say negative things happening, but like it wasn't enough positive things that happened to me that I just felt like, okay, you know what, this is so difficult. I never doubted that I should continue, but I was more like, okay, this is gonna be really, 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 really difficult, and more difficult than I thought. And it kind of drained me a bit. I knew that I was going to get up the next morning and be like, okay, you know what, it's gonna be good. But we all end up there sometimes where we're like, oh my God, and even if negative things happens, or if positive things don't happen as much as you would want it to happen, that is not the reason to stop this. In my case, like I said in the beginning, I'm a strong believer when it comes to manifestation. That is also what is keeping me going. Me dreaming, it is giving me something, it's going to give me something, because I can already see it in the future. I can already see where I am. And I know that this sounds very, but that is how I manage. Even if I'm having my bad days when it comes to the sickness, even if I feel like I'm very stressed when it comes to the kids and the pregnancy and everything, I know where I'm heading. And that is the most important thing, that something good is gonna come out of this. You have to have that belief. So I think this video has mainly been about being humble. I don't want to show off as someone that already knows it all, because I don't know. And I think that is something that is beautiful, to like continue this journey and be like, okay, she learned this and she learned that, and I am not a finished product. And that's what I think is fun to follow. I have my projects now with my 50x70 paintings that I hope that I'm gonna end up enjoying the process, and maybe I will even enjoy the finished product. But it's something that is gonna be just for me to show that, okay, I can do this and I want to do this. I just hope that whatever you are trying to do in life, that you are not letting the self-doubt and comparing yourself to others block you from doing what you want. I think that now that I have reached at least this point, I just don't understand why I haven't done this before. Why haven't I just continue doing what I love? I'm always gonna wish that I started sooner. I hope you guys really continue doing what you love to do. So now I feel like my fever is rushing. This is gonna be a short video, but I'm very happy that you guys stayed, and I'm very happy that even if I'm sick, I still stick to my commitment that I'm going to do one video every week. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and for watching last video and the video before that. I am just so grateful for everyone that is following the journey. Like this video, subscribe, comment if you have any questions or any advice, or maybe if you're also an artist, just let me know. We can support each other in the process. Or if you're starting something else, let me support you in your process. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.